You can burn this letter. One of the most important things to do when you are getting over an emotional unavailable man is to do the no contact rule. But do the no contact for grown-ups. The one where you really mean it and you are doing the no contact rule, not because that you are thinking that if you don't contact him, he will realize what he lost, he will realize how amazing you are, and then he will contact you, he will tell you, I have changed. No. On this channel, we are not playing games. We are grown-up women who actually are tired of playing games and you want to do things differently. So the only reason you would ever do the no contact rule is because that you have made a decision to finally let go of this emotional unavailable man. You've made a decision to finally detach and break up with him. And I know that's also a very challenging thing, because with this man, when you are dating someone emotional unavailable, when you are in a relationship with someone emotional unavailable, it's almost like you can't even pinpoint when the whole relationship started. It kind of feels all over the place, and it's very, for the lack of a better word, fluid. So even this breakup thing, this detaching from him, is not even a clear timeline when this happened either, because it's very unlikely for him to actually say, okay, we have to be done with this. It's usually you who will make that decision, and it's usually you who will tell yourself, okay, enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. It's absolutely messing up with my head. It's driving me crazy. So as difficult as it is, as I feel that I'm so connected to this person, even though I know that what we have is not really healthy, just the thought of not having him in my life feels really painful. It's time for me to let go. It's time for me to get over this emotional unavailable man. So if you made that decision, I'm begging you, do the no contact rule, not because that you are secretly hoping that he will contact you, but you have really made up your mind to let go of him. And I'll tell you through the video more of we will burn some stuff, we will rip some things apart, and we will make some chicken soup. I'm actually feeling extra hot. I'm on my first day of my period and I'm having these hot flashes. Anyway, talking about hot flashes, I can guarantee that one day you will get into that stage where you will walk down the street, maybe you will see him, bump into him accidentally, maybe his name pops somewhere, and you will catch yourself thinking that I feel like myself again. And you will look back at this person that you used to think he's so magical, there's no one else so great like him. If I could just make him commit to me, my life would be amazing. One day it will come, you will look back at this person and you will wonder, what did you see in him? Why was he so special? But just stick to your guns. Stick to your guns, and through this video I'll give you a few things that I think will help you to let go of him a bit more easily. And also certain things that you can do when you experience those setbacks. You also want to be prepared for what is coming. The history shows itself that this man maybe disappeared from your life. Maybe you said, okay, I had enough, I can't talk to you anymore, and then he comes back into your life again. So you want to have a little plan. What are you going to do when this happens? I get messages sometimes from you on Instagram. By the way, I really love when you send me a message or leave a comment. I also love when you subscribe to my channel. It makes me very happy. And it makes me feel that, you know what, I'm not just this weird woman talking to a camera and no one is watching me. And some of the messages that I get, you tell me how that's it, I've decided I'm never talking to him again, I'm moving away from this emotional unavailable man. And then there's also this, I can read between the lines how there is this hope. You're hoping that he will contact you. when he does contact you, because the history shows itself that he has a tendency to contact you again, even if you decided, even if you told him that that's it, it's done. So what are you going to do when he contacts you? What is your plan? How can you be prepared? The thing is, imagine now you've done all this healing process, right? You are letting go of him. Okay, I'm ready to start my new life where I'm not wrapping my worth around a man who I don't know when I'm going to hear from him next. And you can see how, yes, you're starting to feel like yourself again. I'll talk more about things through the video, some of the little things that you can do to actually start even more grounded and even more like yourself again, because that's one of the things when you are dating someone, when you are in a relationship with someone emotional and unavailable, you sometimes forget who you are, and it's extremely painful. I hope you have a girlfriend in your life that you can talk to, and you can tell her, look, I really want to talk to him. What can I do? Can you meet me for a coffee or something? I'm driving myself crazy. Another thing that you can do is you can write yourself a little note. In that note, you will tell what are the reasons that you have decided to finally let go of this man, why you don't want him in your life. What is the kind of person that you would like to attract instead? So when maybe you are very tempted to contact him, or maybe he contacts you, you can go back and just read this little note and remind yourself, okay, this is the reason why I don't want to talk to him, so maybe I should not. Maybe I should remove myself from that situation. When you are getting over the emotional and unavailable man, it's very important that you start treating yourself as someone who matters, because very often when you are with someone emotional and unavailable, this person comes first and then you come second. Because the truth is that if you truly treated yourself as someone who matters, if you truly understood how important you are, you probably would have not ended up in a relationship with that man in the first place. Because this constant feeling of being ignored, your needs neglected, and not being able to express yourself, your emotions, filtering yourself, walking on eggshells, these things wouldn't really happen if you treated yourself as someone who truly matters. You can start with very small things. What is it that could be that shows that, you know what, I care about myself and I treat myself in a way that I do matter. I remember when I went through a breakup, there were two things that I promised to myself. I promised to myself that I'm going to make sure that I'm eating 3 meals a day, because when I'm sad, I tend to skip meals. Actually, I used to skip meals. I don't do that anymore. And another thing was that I promised to myself that I'm going to move my body. So I stayed with that and I continued doing this. So what are some of the little things, those small expressions to yourself that you truly care about you and you take care of yourself as someone who truly matters? Are you going to put a face mask? Are you going to go for a little run, journal about your dreams and what you truly desire? Are you going to eat in a slow and mindful way, buy yourself flowers, anything that you can think of? And I'd love to know in the comments, what is something small that you like doing that you show yourself that you truly matter? Because I think when you do those things to yourself and when you treat yourself in that kind of way, then you start attracting different kind of people, because you know, people, they can sense that energy, they can see the way you treat yourself. But now I'm thinking, I've never really been that person who feeds herself with frozen chicken nuggets and doesn't wash her face before going to sleep. And I still spend quite a few years attracting emotional and unavailable men. So you know what? I don't have answers. Maybe those next two things, maybe they will help. Stick around. Okay, let's let go of him. If you're not new on this channel, you know that I love writing things down. I fill these bad boys every night before I go to sleep. I'm someone who's been journaling for the last 20 plus years. I have a video about that here. You can watch it later. I'd like to suggest this little letter writing activity. And I know it may sound silly, but you know what? At this point, what do you have to lose? For someone who has wasted so much of her precious energy and time entertaining an emotional unavailable man, what do you have to lose? Imagine this little thing maybe could help you to let go of him. What do you have to lose? So this letter consists of, yes, 3 different parts. In the first part of the letter, you want to acknowledge everything great about this relationship. So it's basically you thanking him for, maybe it was a certain flavor of ice cream, certain music, movies, or anything that you can think of. Thank you so much for ... whatever you can think of. In the second part of the letter, you want to address everything that he did that you found really hurtful. It really hurt me when I found out that I am the other woman. It really hurt me when I realized you lied about this thing. Anything that happened that really hurt your feelings. And now in the third part of the letter, you want to forgive. So you're not just forgiving him for what he's done, but you're also forgiving yourself. I forgive myself for ignoring all the red flags. I forgive myself for believing that you may change. I forgive myself for believing that I will be able to change this man. Now that you wrote everything down, it's out of your head, and you kind of transferred that into a different physical thing. And now what you want to do, you want to destroy this letter. We can do some burning stuff, yeah? You can burn this letter. You can also rip it in small little pieces. Well, that's gonna be fun to clean later. The things I do for you, I hope you appreciate that. I know, you're watching this, you're thinking, oh, I'm too sophisticated for this. This is some sort of juvenile stuff. I'm a sophisticated woman. I'm not going to write some sort of stupid letter. But you know what? Try it. Try it. What have you got to lose? And you know what? You never know. You may actually feel better after this, because it's this process of letting go. You have to let go of him, so then you can open the door for new, gorgeous, smart, very available man to come into your life. Oh, I cannot wait for this to happen for you. I'm very excited. But it can only happen if you burn, rip into small pieces this thing that happened to you. I'm not saying forget all the lessons. No, those lessons are important, because that will give you all the wisdom for your next relationship. But it's time to let go. There is no need to hold on to this man. There is nothing there. You've seen all that he has to offer. There is nothing left there. Let's be very realistic here. The truth is that you will be dealing with setbacks. Detaching from this emotional unavailable man, letting go of him, it's not very easy. As a little example, I got one of the messages from you, how you decided to end with this man because you could see that he's just not going to be able to give you what you truly want, that commitment that you truly want. And then he came back to you with this, oh, I'm poorly, I'm not feeling very well. And of course, you are this loving and caring person, and you care deeply about this man, even though you know that you can't be together. So next thing you know, you are making this beautiful chicken soup for his man flu, and then you are staying over the night. The next day you're just thinking, what am I doing here? Why would I do this? I've already put so much work in trying to let go of this man. I did no contact, I did all those things. Why would I do this to myself? And I think if this happens, it's important to treat yourself with all the kindness and all the compassion that you can think of. You bashing yourself and saying that you are stupid, it's not going to help anyone. Also, I think it's very important to remind yourself that even though you had a little setback, it doesn't mean that all the work that you've done is now wasted, everything was wasted. No, all the wisdom that you gained, all the work that you've done, it's still there. It hasn't disappeared anywhere. Maybe that only means that you need a little support. Make sure that you don't go through this alone if you feel that this is very challenging, because it is a very challenging situation. You are letting go of the person that was a very important part of your life. You were communicating him on regular basis, and you were maybe planning to have life with him. You were still hoping that something will happen. So getting over is not going to be easy. So make sure, if this is really difficult for you, and it's natural if it is difficult for you, that you seek some sort of support. It could be from a friend, a community, online community, a therapist. You can also always contact me. I'll leave in the description where you can book a free call, because it's very likely that you will find yourself repeating that cycle and that this man will be coming back. And one of the things you may be asking is that, okay, why he keeps coming back if he doesn't want to commit? And that's something that I spoke about in this video here. Please like this if you found it useful, share it with your girlfriend, subscribe for more, and thank you so much for watching.